Last year, I took this photo in Kyoto. Like every photographer visiting the city for the first time, getting a clean shot of the pagoda was in my bucket list. So when I booked my trip to Japan last year, I already knew that I was going to do anything possible to capture the iconic picture of the pagoda in a warm light with no people around. The original plan was to get the picture at sunset, but as soon as I arrived there, I found out that it was full of tourists taking the same picture as me, and to get a clean shot was basically impossible. So one morning I woke up at 3, totally destroyed, and I walked for about 45 minutes to reach the pagoda in time to get the perfect sunrise shot. And of course, I was not alone. There were already some photographers there taking the same picture as me. But anyway, I managed to get the shot I was looking for, plus some good ones as well, and I think at the end it's totally worth it. A few days ago, I came back to Kyoto, this time as a day trip from Osaka. And this time the goal was different because I already knew that I was not going to get the same kind of shots that I did last year. And honestly, I didn't even want to. I didn't want to be stuck again in the narrow street, shoulder to shoulder with 100 people trying to get the same shot. So this time I set a different goal, and it was to avoid tourists as much as possible. Because yes, I know I'm a tourist as well, but I hate taking photos in places full of tourists. So I walked away from the main attractions, no specific plans on where to go. I just wanted to walk down the side streets looking for the real side of Kyoto. And the best way to do that, I think, is to walk into these gray areas between iconic spots that barely no one visits for real. The best part about these places is that you can actually encounter so many random situations. Personally, I love taking photos of still moments, like a bike or a car parked along the streets, or workers taking a break. Even when walking through some of the non-touristic temples, you can see nice moments, like this guy eating alone. Now, when I'm out there taking photos of ordinary moments instead of iconic places, for me it's kinda hard. Let me explain. When I was shooting the morning picture at the pagoda last year, the most difficult part was to wake up at 3 a.m. Once there, in front of such beautiful subject, I just had to get on good position and press the shutter. Okay, maybe it's not that simple, but it's anyway easy. You go to a famous spot, wait for golden hour, frame it right, and you've got a banger. So it's basically pre-made for you because you already saw a picture on this location before, and there is nothing to invent. So yeah, you can frame it differently, but that's it. That's the subject, and it's overly captured so many times and in so many ways that whatever you do will be easy. But when you are photographing normal moments such as a side street or simply people living their life, that's more challenging. And I guess that's what's so special about street photography. In most cases, you don't have the perfect subject, you don't have the perfect light. You have to work harder with what you have in front of you, trusting your gut, and to make the photo interesting. So for me, it's more interesting wandering through these streets, looking for moments like this one. For me, the magic of Kyoto lays exactly on the contrast between the crowded areas and the touristic spots, and the calm you can find outside these areas. But yes, taking photos here is more difficult because it's not that easy to encounter or noticing interesting moments. I guess it's a matter of attention you put in your surrounding and how present you are in the moment. kinda like this photo here, how the red scooter stands in the frame with the postman captured in the act of his work, but still like how it stands out. And I also love this one as well. In the middle of the beautiful old streets, a clothesline. While working, I came across this tiny workshop where this man was handcrafting some bamboo pieces together to make curtains. So I stepped in, I introduced myself quickly, and I asked if I could document what he was doing. He happily said yes, and I took a few shots while he was focused on his work. And to be honest, these are the kind of moments that I was looking for in this trip. After these shots, I found myself quite closer to the old part of Kyoto, so I decided to see what I could get there. I was still trying to avoid the crowded streets, but I still wanted to try capturing the local side of things, even in the middle of the tourist zone. So I ended up walking through Gion, the Geisha District, and slowly made my way to Sanenzaka. Along the way, I still managed to get a few shots of the pagoda, this time from a distance, without tourists around, and honestly, isn't that bad. Maybe a bit of sun or good light would have helped, but I guess we have to work with what we have. As I kept walking, I reached the Kiyomizu-dera Temple. Of course, full of tourists like me, but since last year I didn't manage to see it, I decided to give it a try. Anyway, I managed to get a few shots here, but there is something that I don't really like about them. And it's a thing that can be applied as well at the pagoda picture or in general to each touristic spot. And it's the illusion that these places are as we portray them. You see a photo online, perfect light, empty, and you go there expecting the same moment. But when you arrive in such place, there are so many people there, all trying to take the same photo in the same spot with the same composition. And I'm not saying it's wrong, I've done the same and I still do it. But those photos doesn't reflect their real place. So I don't know, maybe it's something we should think about, I guess. Anyway, to wrap things up, I'm not saying you should not visit iconic spots or that you shouldn't try to take that iconic photo. It's always a good challenge to get on spot in the right time, with barely no one's around, enjoying the quiet moments and snap that picture. I hanged mine on the wall and I'm so glad I took that photo. But when visiting a famous city as can be Kyoto, there is much more around, and to me it's more fun than challenging trying to get a great photo in an ordinary place. This time I wanted to see what Kyoto really feels like, focusing on the quiet moments, searching for the people at work or just living their lives. And I guess that's what's so special about street photography. That puts you in this situation where you experience the life happening in front of you. Or at least that's what I think about street photography. So by far nowadays I prefer not spending so much time and energies in the so-called bangers, because I enjoy the most spending my time in those moments that feel more real to me. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If so, follow along because I have like 8 more videos about Japan to edit and can't wait to share them with you guys. So see you in the next video. Peace.